The clock strike exactly midnight, January 1st, 2024. A happy new year to all of you, all of our clients around the world. On behalf of my seller in Conakry, Guinea, my seller in Sierra Leone, on behalf of my seller in Bamako, Mali, we wish all of you a happy new year. Welcome 2024. Today is the first day of January. I know you are enjoying in your end, enjoying about the celebration of Happy New Year. Wilhelmina is here as well, celebrating a Happy New Year for 2024. Greeting everyone a pleasant good morning. And I know you're still asleep because we have a time difference. In Australia, we are now January 1st, 2024. I wish you a happy new year to all of my friends and my clients and my relatives in overseas. This is Wilhelmina for the extension of the seller, at the same time a gatekeeper. Wilhelmina is announcing that the gold in Africa is getting tougher, the seller is getting tougher, the government is getting tougher because in the past there are so many scrupulous seller and scrupulous buyer. That buyer doesn't pay the precious mineral, they only pay taxes. This year 2024, the government has changed. The government losing income because of the scrupulous buyers, international buyer, thinking that they can get gold to bring to their destination and they're gonna resell it and they're gonna find a buyer on their behalf, and then they're gonna say, oh, I will bring gold to Dubai or China or Singapore or any part of the world. We will bring that gold of yours and we'll pay taxes. Then after final assay, we will pay you with the full amount. It would not work. You are buying money to make money, Mr. Buyer. That is the reason why you were being scammed, because you were being told by the scrupulous seller, okay, we have the gold, you pay taxes. You only pay taxes when you travel, when you inspect the gold. That is the time you make a payment. Now, I'm going to explain one by one. Number one, you are searching supply of gold or diamond on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube channel. My picture or my video pop up into your screen. Why? I'm the only person who put everything online. I promote Africa. So you come to Wilhelmina, so meaning to say you are very keen to secure. Now before you come to Wilhelmina, you need to read the full corporate offer in front of you, subscribe and click below. You will see the full corporate offer. It says show more. Click below. After you watch this video, I want you to take time, click and read the full corporate offer 2024. Reform your bad habit. Mr. Buyer, I want you to reform your bad habit, thinking that the gold will come to you. The gold will no longer coming to you. You are buying money, so therefore you have to come to the money. Gold is money. Okay. Number two, when you read the full corporate offer, then you send a letter of interest coming from you that you are a buyer. You state that there, Wilhelmina, I searched on your YouTube, I found on your YouTube that you are the seller. I am the gatekeeper of the seller. I am the extension of the seller. I was the one who marketing on behalf of the seller. I promote Africa to the global domain, meaning to say, I promote Africa globally. This is my virtual office. I open 7 days a week. So my job is to accept your order, review your letter of interest, then I will make a video call with you and I'm going to ask you, did you read the full corporate offer? Did you understand properly? Because I put everything very extensively. Right. So number two, you need to send me a copy of your business registration, a copy of your importation license, passport copy, and the proof upon your bank statement that you have standby money available into your bank in order for you to prove to us that you are a buyer. That letter of interest and bank statement to signify that you are really serious buyer. You don't need to be scared because your information would be intact with us, especially to Wilhelmina, because I'm going to validate you properly. Okay? So then when I receive that, I will make a phone calls and I'm going to call you to ask you few questions. Why you want to buy gold? How did you found out? So you need to answer my question. So when I'm satisfied with your answer, number three, then I would send all the vital information to my head office. And I would know which seller I'm going to place you. Either from you, if you are from Dubai, I will put you in Conakry because Dubai and Conakry Emirates fly twice a week. So if you want tons of gold, I will be the one to determine which seller I'm going to place you, which seller I'm going to take you to travel with me. Okay? So number four, once the head office review your credential, the head office will send you a letter of confirmation of your order because you state that on your letter of interest how many quantity, the carats, the purity, and the mode of payment is FOB. A minute you're gonna send me an LOICIF block fund, I will ignore you because we don't entertain CIF, cost, insurance, and freight only. We don't entertain SBLC. This is cash business. Gold is cash business. Bank to bank payment. Number five, you review the contract because we will send you the contract. We will send you the informations of the seller, the history of the seller, the company profile of the seller, the mining license of the seller, and the tax of the seller that he paid the tax on the previous year. So therefore, you are dealing with the right supplier that own the mines and he produce it. So we do the exporting. You buy from us through Wilhelmina because Wilhelmina was been appointed to handle sales and marketing on behalf of the seller in Conakry, Mali, and Sierra Leone. So you watch this video properly, Mr. Buyer. So next, when you receive the contract, you have to review that properly, digest it. If there is any question, you can have an addendum on the contract, initial the contract, you resend it back to us. Then when we look at your addendum, because there we give you the provision, if there is an error or there is um, an amendment, we will welcome the amendment. The most important is the price of the gold and the purity and the carats. And when I gather your business registration, your banking details, and who is your consignee. Consignee means who is going to clear gold when the gold arrive. We must be strict this time 2024. In case the gold will be missing, we know where to find you, Mr. Buyer. So that is the reason why we are very thorough, especially to Wilhelmina. I need to know who is your buyer or receiver. Don't worry. We don't talk to your buyer directly. We don't. You are buying with us. You are a gold trader. You sell it to your customer. We want to know the address of your receiver. We want to know who is your logistic. Mhm. So everything must be on the contract. So when you receive the contract, the banking details of the seller would be on the contract, and when you come to conference with Wilhelmina, I want to know your banking details as well. Who is your manager, the branch of your bank, to verify you whether you are really serious buyer. Mhm. So 2024 we are very very strict because there are so many failures in the past. Mhm. So after that, the seller will issue the landing visa, will apply the visa on your behalf. You need to travel with Wilhelmina. Okay? So I do charge my services, extra services, to accompany you so that you will be guided, so that I can renegotiate. I can sit down with my head office and I am with you, Mr. Baya. I would be with you from the beginning to the end. Mhm. So now let's talk about drinks, because the previous days buyer said, "Oh, I want to deal with drinks." That's fine as long as drinks there is a branch, because in Africa, South Africa, they have drinks, but in Conakry there is drinks but a subcontract. If you're a buyer from Dubai, MS Logistic, they have a headquarters in Dubai. My seller have his own logistic. Mhm. So let us discuss that. When you come for conference with Wilhelmina, I want you to open your camera so that I could validate you, so that I could psychologize you, whether you're a buyer or not. Then during the conversation, you might be rejected. You need to answer my question. And 2024, we no longer dealing with chain of joker broker. We don't. We prepare to deal directly to the main buyer. We give the buyer a leeway in order for the buyer to get the profit. Now, you're gonna say, well, Amina, what is the price? That is a very good question. You are a businessman, you should know that the price, it fluctuates time to time. You are buying commodities. The price of commodities ups and down. Our selling price less 8%. You can resell that to your own customer 2%, you still got 6%. However, because Wilhelmina gonna be with you, mhm, I will help you to renegotiate only if I'm gonna be with you. But if I'm not with you, the price is less 8%, tax included. Mhm. Except the shipping cost, except insurance. That is normal. You have to pay the logistic, the shipping, to to ship that to your destination. It's not for free. You're gonna ask, well, I mean, how many percentage the logistic will charge us? You are going to ask your logistic if you are using Brinks. Brinks will charge you the total sale value of the goods, maybe 1.5 or maybe 1%. You need to ensure that if you use Brinks, so that in case the gold will be stolen, Brinks is responsible for you. So you can claim it. Now the seller has his own in-house shipping agent. If you're gonna buy the big quantity, I might request my head office to package it. 8%, we will pay the shipping cost except insurance. You need to insure that. And then you're gonna ask, well, Amina, how much is the tax in Conakry? How much tax in Sierra Leone? How much tax in Mali? Now, in every country, they have a tax bracket. Every country, they have a tax that is an income of that country. Now, in Conakry, the tax is 6.5 on the total sale value. In Sierra Leone, the tax is 6.5 or 6%. So don't bank on it. In Mali, 7% tax. So therefore, the tax on every bar is 4,500. So you multiply that. You're gonna ask me, well, I mean, how are we gonna see the tax? So whatever the price on the world market, assuming tomorrow the price of gold will be 67. You multiply the 6.5 equals whatever the 67. This is only an example because the price of gold is not fixed. Whatever the world market price, the government will tax the bar in every bar. So 4,500 in every bar. So when you buy from us, you save the tax. You're gonna say, well, I mean, how much is my saving? I don't know how many quantity you are going to buy. So when you come, we will do the figures and I will guide you so that you will understand, so that when you travel, everything is properly ironed. Does that make sense? Okay, number 4 or number 5. You're gonna stay in Africa 8 working days. Why? The payment must be bank to bank. So when you receive the contract, you need to inform your bank manager that you are going to buy valued goods, because your payment must be coming from your bank account to the seller's bank account, so that the bank manager would not question you because of gold laundering and money laundering. So you need to have a contract, inform the bank manager that you are going to fly to Conakry, you are going to fly to Sierra Leone, you are going to fly to Mali, you are buying valued goods. So then the bank manager would not hesitate, because Africa is a red flag. Why it's a red flag? Red flag of smuggling, red flag of money laundering, red flag of gold laundering. So that is why the government has changed. You cannot take the gold out of the country without full export documentation. You cannot. That is the reason why most of the buyer lost money, because you pay the taxes that you have not seen the gold. You don't need to pay taxes until you see the gold, until you're gonna travel with Wilhelmina, until you meet the CEO in the office to discuss further. Because on the contract, there is still room for negotiation, a little bit. A little bit. So don't bank on it. So this video is really for the benefit of the buyer. There is no such broker explaining to you like this. Even the seller, he wouldn't waste his time to explain. That is the reason why the seller hired me, because the seller is also sick and tired dealing with the scrupulous buyer, thinking that he can get cheap price. Gold is not cheap. Gold is money. So you are ripping off Africa already. That is the reason why the government has changed. Now, this is Africa. Can you see that? Africa is the main source of supply. Africa is rich on natural resources. There are 52 countries in Africa. So I handle Conakry, Mali, Sierra Leone only, gold and diamond. So take Wilhelmina's number. You come for conference on WhatsApp or Skype. When you search on YouTube, I seldom respond on YouTube. I want you to read first. Okay? Make a comment, subscribe, find out my number, right? And come for conference on Skype and on WhatsApp. I want you to open your camera. You can ask question. Then I will give you the right answer. Okay? So now, you're gonna ask, well, Amina, how much is your charge? I charge you $20,000 to cover my travel cost. From Australia to Africa, I have to buy a ticket. I have to pay my hotel accommodation to accompany you. I am not going to travel with you for free. I already given you free information worth $1 million. But when I travel with you, you are more benefit. Why? You save the tax because our selling price, I was the one who asked the seller to give you tax included on 8%. Mhm. You are a winner. Let's say I'm gonna get my calculator. Let's say you want to buy to start a trial of 20 kilos, right? So on 4,500 tax only, huh? Times 20. You already save the tax alone, huh? Mhm. Now, we don't know the pricing because we are just starting. This is January 1st, 2024. So whatever the price on the world market, we give you less 8%, tax included. So assuming the price tomorrow, because everybody's still enjoying the holiday, let's say January 2nd, because we are now January 1st, you're still enjoying your New Year. January 2nd, maybe it could be 70,000, or 67. Let's say 67,000 on the world market. We give you 8%, minus 67. Again, our selling price 61. Remember, I warn everyone, bank now, secure now, because there is a prediction 2024, the gold will turn to 67, 70, or $80,000 per kilo. In ounce, per ounce, could be 2,500 per ounce. So 2,500 per ounce times 32.15 equals, this could be 80,000. So if you're a small timer, this time you wouldn't be able to afford. Don't don't worry. I am here with you. That is why you're paying my services. I can renegotiate the price for you as long as you show me your proof that you are really a buyer. Show me a proof that you have standby fund available in your bank account. Without that, you would not able to get the gold. And then you're gonna say, I wanna buy gold, pay taxes. No, don't pay taxes yet because you have not ordered the gold. You have not inspect on the ground. You need to travel in order to see what you are buying. Do not send money to pay taxes. Do not. You need to travel with me. If you want to buy gold from us, I am here with you in order to take you to the office to get what you are buying. That is the time you pay the down payment, your commitment. Now, going back to export documentation. If you're gonna buy gold in Conakry, Conakry has a policy, different policy. So you bring the gold to the central bank, right? You request, you want to bring the gold to central bank. You cannot bring the gold to central bank until you are going to pay the gold, until you make a deposit. Now, we are very lenient, especially if I'm on the ground with you. You are going to require to pay 40% on the total sale value. Mhm. So you transfer the payment after you inspect the gold in the office. You transfer the payment from your bank account to the seller's bank account and goes to the correspondence bank in New York. It would take 3 working days with a 72 hour. So when your deposit has been cleared, then the gold will be brought to the central bank because the seller will apply that he is going to export to you. And the central bank will ask, where is the receipt of payment from the buyer? So the owner of the gold will present your payment, the receipt, bank to bank, in order for the central bank would know that you are dealing with the real seller. The central bank will ask the seller his mining license, his export license, etc., etc. You cannot cut corner in Conakry. You cannot. This is a new policy of the government because the previous government, the country losing money. So the new government has changed all the rules and regulation. That this is for you, Mr. Buyer. This is for you. So after that, the gold will be brought to the central bank. Mhm. Then the gold stays at the central bank. If you want to come to the central bank to witness the assay, yes, the seller will send a letter to central bank that he is going to bring his client to witness the assay because central bank is very strict. You cannot just walk into central bank. The seller has to inform the central bank who is the buyer to come with him in order to make sure that you are not a hold upper. Because there are so many scrupulous buyer pretending to be a buyer, and then suddenly you are going to ransack central bank. So the central bank will scrutinize your background, and the central bank has a lot of military. Kalum Hotel, across the central bank, I stayed in Kalum Hotel outside the central bank. Just when the gate is open, just only I think 20 or 30 meters away. I always stay at Kalum Hotel. There's a lot of military sitting down in the lobby. They're protecting the central bank. There are so many CIA, so you're safe. I'm not scared to travel. I'm a woman. I'm not scared. This is for the protections of the country. And you are not allowed to take a picture on any government building. They will accuse you as espionage. I took a video. I'm inside the Kalum Hotel and I took a video the central bank. But you cannot take a video inside or outside the central bank. You are going to be arrested as espionage. So I'm just giving you a warning. So now, so when your payment has been cleared, right? Another, you have to transfer the balance. You will be given all the documentation for you to see the assay report, the attestation, the clearance, the custom clearance, and etc. etc. Then you transfer the payment, the balance. You cannot take the gold out of the country without full payment. This is what the instruction of my head office, December 27. The government has changed. You cannot cut corner anymore. Those buyers already on the ground looking for cheap price, I cannot help you. Even in Mali, they would not entertain you without invitation. We must invite the buyer to make sure that the buyer is really for the seller to do business with us. Wilhelmina is only your business facilitator. My charge to cover my transport, my expenses is non-refundable. I cannot refund the money because I'm going to buy ticket and then when you arrive in the office and then you change your mind, make sure that you will not change your mind. Make sure that is the reason why we ask you your copy of your business registration, importation license, your passport copy, and the proof of fund because we have to know who you are. If you're a smuggler, if you're a criminal, we can easily charge you or we can easily arrested you. So that is the reason why I was instructed to make sure that when we invite any buyer, any one of you, make sure that the buyer is really clean buyer because there's so many criminal on this gold industry and diamond industry. Now going back to to Bamako, Mali. Bamako, Mali is the third largest gold producer. If you're gonna say, "Oh, Wilhelmina, I wanna buy gold in Bamako, Mali," bring the gold to KMR or DNGM. We will not bring unless I would know who you are, unless you communicate with me, because the seller would not entertain you if you are already on the ground, because there's so many fake buyers on the ground. I know last year how many fake buyers I rejected. Hundreds. Last year I took buyer to Africa. I took buyer in Sierra Leone. I took buyer in Conakry and Mali. They get the gold. Go on my platform on Facebook. You can see the video. Now, 2024, video is more clearer rather than dealing with chain of joker broker. You watch the video on my platform on Facebook and also this one, so that you will understand why I explain to the world Africa is the main source of precious mineral. Why Chinese? The owner of Kalum Hotel owned by Chinese. I stay there. Chinese is everywhere. They mine the gold. They lease the land in exchange of investment, in exchange of infrastructure. Everywhere. Chinese are everywhere. Foreigners are everywhere. You are only small gold trader. Don't be scared, because me, I'm a woman. I'm not scared to travel to Africa. I'm not. Because once you are invited, you are safe. The seller invited you as a company guest. You are the guest of my head office. And Wilhelmina gonna be with you from the beginning to the end. Does that make sense? Now, Mr. Baya, congratulations. You enjoy your Christmas and New Year before. We are now on January 1st, 2024. Welcome to Wilhelmina's virtual office. This is my virtual office and based in Australia. I don't have any gold here. I don't. I only receive your order. I only interview you. The gold is in Conakry. The gold is in Mali. The gold is in Sierra Leone. I don't have gold here. I don't. I don't have any diamond here. You will only get the diamond when you travel with me. Now, the diamond is on my platform on Facebook. The video on diamond available. The gold video available. It's easy for you to see the video. You can then picture it and then you can analyze it. Oh, I'm gonna talk to Wilhelmina. I was being cheated before. Paying taxes, the gold didn't arrive to my destination. This year, 2024, deal with us, deal with Wilhelmina. I can assure you, I can guarantee you will get the gold, but my services is not for free. If you cannot afford to pay the $20,000 for my extra service, and if there is a problem, don't come back to Wilhelmina. You can buy, I can arrange, you can go to the office, but if there is an issue, I would not be there for you. It's better to spend money to make money. What is 25,000, and if you sell it, you make profit? That is very cheap. 20,000 is peanuts. Don't be scared, Mr. Buyer. Gold is money. You must remember. Can you see this? You're lucky to meet Wilhelmina. There is no such broker joker will explain to you like this. None whatsoever. I have to make an effort in order for both buyers and seller consummate the transaction. You are using my services. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good morning to you. Okay? Now it's already January 1st. Good morning, everyone.